Hi guys, welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to be giving you an update on my Project Pan 2022 mission. I did start Project Pan this year a little bit later than I would have liked to have done. The reason for that is because I just wanted to take the time to really focus on what I actually wanted to Project Pan and just to kind of like reset my mindset. Last year in 2021, I just overloaded myself, gave myself far too many products to try and use, and it really demotivated me, and it just took me too long. Like, it was taking me too long to get through products because I was trying to do a little bit of everything rather than just like focusing in on just like getting through stuff, you know. So I really took a lessons learned from that and completely tailored down what I've got in my Project Pan to about a third of what I did have, which is really great. I will link up in the eye if you want to go check out the Project Pan initiation, the start of Project Pan 2022. I'll link that up in the eye if you want to go check that out. But I thought I'd give you an update. Like I said, I uploaded that video a little bit later. I uploaded it March 1st. I'm filming this pretty much an exact month later, so I'm hoping to get this video up early April. We'll see how we get on with that one. So yeah, I thought I'd just put the makeup on my face like I always do with these Project Pan videos, to give you my thoughts on the products and to just, I don't know, have a little chit chat while we do it, talk about the product's progress, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So let's get into it. I'll bring you a little bit closer and we can apply primer. So let's start off with primer. I have two primers. I have the Anna Sue primer and the Beauty Kitchen Mineral Shield Daily Primer. This one's got far much more like a SPF in there, and this one's like a gel primer, so I've been kind of trying to combat these together on the days that I'm like literally not even leaving the house, not even facing the windows. I use the gel primer more in the evening time or afternoon time when the sun's like vermouche gone, and I use this one when I want to be out and about during the day, especially in the peak of the sun of the day. That didn't make any sense, but you know what I mean, like this one when the sun's hitting my face, this one when the sun's not so much hitting my face, you know. And when I do apply this one, I still do put a little bit of SPF, like a moisturised SPF on my face, so do not worry, I still apply my SPF every single day. I want to use the Anna Sue one today because it is actually the evening time, so I'm not using my SPF right now. This was 16 grams a month ago. It's now 15.39. To be honest with you, like I do always say, take the scales with a pinch of salt. Like, to be fair, this is a really weird gel primer. It kind of just squishes around and resettles in the pot, but you don't need a lot of it. Like, this is just one little dunk, and it really does go quite far. The thing is with the scales is I do say just like take it with a pinch of salt, because sometimes it's not accurate. I try and get it as accurate as possible. I try and give it the same settings in terms of it's sitting on the same desk, it's sitting evenly, you know. I weigh it the same with the lid and without the lid if I'm remaining consistent, things like that. But yeah, take it with a pinch of salt. I've made a little bit of progress on this, probably not enough, just because I'm not a primer person and I've come to realise this. And I think I'm going to just start trying to get through my primers as much as I possibly can, and I will not be buying new primers unless it's a hydrating one. That's the only primer I really go for, is a hydrating one where it's kind of like a moisturiser. The Beauty Kitchen primer did start at 26.72 grams and now it is 26.42. Like I said, take the weighings with a pinch of salt, but I have used it a couple of times. It's just very thick, and yeah, you don't need a lot, because you look like a Casper the Ghost. For foundation, I'm actually really proud of myself for this one, and I'm definitely going to finish this up by the next check-in, I think. This is the CYO Life Proof Foundation. It was 33.92 grams last month, and it is now 27.86 grams. I have a Sharpie at the ready because I actually drew a line on this foundation. There it is, can you see it? There it is in all its glory. That was the top of the foundation, so I'm going to draw the new line on now. So underneath the line I've just put March or Mar, and look at the progress. I have literally used, I think I literally have only got one more month worth of use out of this, because now filming it 1 month later in April, I am literally so close to being done. I'm really proud of myself for this. I have got through quite a bit of product in 1 month. I have used this foundation as like my sole foundation though, to be fair. I have used some others, actually, saying that. I've tried to like mix them in with this in order to use it up. I really like this foundation anyway. The CYI I don't think exists anymore. They were a Boots owned brand, and now you can't buy them, which is quite sad. In terms of concealers, I have two. I have the Wet n Wild Photo Focus one and the 17 Stay Time concealer. I've already discussed that I don't really like this one too much because it is literally bright white. I don't know that I've actually made that much progress on it. It says that I had 12.81 grams to begin with, and now that I have 12.69, so like not a lot, probably use this like 2 or 3 times in the month. It is very bright white. I use it sometimes as a eyeshadow base, but like concealer as an eyeshadow base when it's like this and not matte isn't always the best thing, because it kind of allows oils to kind of be produced in the crease a little bit quicker, or like to come through quicker. So I'm not loving it for that. Honestly, if I've only picked up the same amount of times that I've picked it up between now and the next check-in, I don't know if that's gonna be a month's time, it might be 2 months time, depending on the progress. There's no point checking in if I've had such a minimal progress. It might be 1 or 2 months next time I check in, but if I've not used it enough, I might just get rid of this and swap it out for a different concealer, or just focus on this one until it's done. And I will make a decision next check-in. But for now, I'm going to keep it in the project. I'm not going to use it today though, because I want to use this Wet n Wild one. This started off as 17.57 grams. It's now 17.20. I feel like it's like the never-ending concealer, to be honest. It's not great, okay? And I'm just going to be really transparent with you. I've only been using these 2 concealers when I'm filming, because when I actually wear them out and about in life, in the general public area, my eyes look like I'm 24 going on 84. It's quite bad. Very drying, not very great looking. When I'm filming from this far back, it looks fine. It's after, I would say, about 3 hours wear that I'm like, ooh, I'm aging. So I don't like them for that, but it's like I don't want to waste the product. It would be pretty wasteful of me just to get rid of it. So I'm just going to use them on a filming basis, but honestly I don't really recommend this one in my personal opinion. So if you ever see it in my description bar, I don't recommend it. I'm just trying to use the darn thing up. Okay, so for bronzer and powder, I have 2 powders, but this is the face palette that I have. This is the Smashbox Holidays palette. I think this is the 2019 holiday collection that they did. It's this one here. It's great packaging, to the point where honestly I've spoken about it multiple times, but when I've decided I'm finished with the products, like I'm through, I think I want to just like cut this off and have it as like a standalone mirror, because it's a really great quality mirror. So it's very heavy as well, which sometimes I quite like in a mirror because I can prop it up. Anyway, it doesn't matter. This is the palette that I've got. I have been really trying to focus on this. So I had this in my project pan last year, and it literally got 2 uses in the entire year, and I was really disappointed in myself. I want to throw out the pictures now because I haven't weighed this. It's just too heavy. It doesn't fit my scales. I would say I've made a really good dent in some of these. Not dent, but like you can tell that the pattern is no longer there in terms of like it's fading. The ones I've been using predominantly are these 3 in the middle. You can kind of see the haze around them, and this highlighter up here. Honestly, if I can just use these 4 and I can hit pan on them and I can use them up, I'll be happy. I'm not going to get through all 9 of these products. I might get through this highlighter here as well, or this one here, but I don't like this one. I'm not a fan of this one either, and I'm not a fan of this one because it's too deep and too dark. Is that right? Or is that one too deep and too dark? I can't remember. A couple of these highlighters are too dark for me, so I'm just going to try and get through this as much as I possibly can, especially these 3 powders. I've just been mixing these 2 together because this one's very warm and dark for me, and this one's a bit too cool for me. It's a fine contour, but I've just been like doing this, and I feel like that's a really nice shade for me, like a bronzer. And I will just go into this pressed powder as well. It's not my favourite powder. It is a little bit drying, if I'm honest, but it's really great for just tidying up here when I'm not too dry here, to be fair. I'm a little bit textured on this side, but you know, it doesn't ever look dry. And I also use this on my eyelids as well to kind of set down any concealer to stop it creasing. Other than the Smashbox palette, I did have the L'Oreal BB Magique Nude Powder. I have actually like not hit pan, but like I've got further towards the pan than I did last month. This was 51.13 grams to begin with, and now it is 51 grams. Honestly, from the pictures, I'm not actually too sure that you can see the square like in the middle of this pan, but can you see it like as I tilt it in the light? I don't know if you can actually see it or not, but I'm trying really hard. I just want to hit pan on this. Maybe I should just like use a little bit of this as well. It's a lovely powder. The problem is like at the moment I'm going through a real season of dryness in my skin. When it hits summer, I tend to use powder a little bit more because I'm a little bit oilier, because it's just hotter and I'm a sweaty girl. Even though I'm a dry skin queen at heart, I do produce quite a bit of sweat, especially like in the temples and stuff like that, and around like my upper lip. So in summer I tend to put powder on to just prevent the sweat from like really coming through too much. So maybe I'll use this. So for blush, I had 2 of the Kiko Gold Waves blushes. I had number 3 Damask Mauve and number 2 Coral Sunset. I do want to apply the Damask Mauve one though today, just because I don't reach for that one a lot in comparison to this one. This one started off at 69.22 grams. It is now 69.05 grams. Because these are baked blushes, I don't think we're going to see much development in them unless I did a side photo, but to be honest with you, like, can I really be bothered to do that? I'm not actually too sure that I can, okay? I'm sorry. If you'd like me to do that though, I'll do it if you really want me to. The Damask Mauve one is 69.36 and now it is 69.33, which sounds about right, to be honest. I haven't used it a great deal. It is a little bit deep for me, but when I've got deeper clothes on and my chest isn't exposed, I know that sounds silly, but when I'm a little bit deeper or when my body is covered up and you can't see my true form, I can actually get away with a deeper blush. I will be going into this highlighter here because it's a nice gold one. For brows, I have the e.l.f. Instant Lift Brow Pencil. I've used quite a lot of this. I would say, well, I don't know, I've got 5.5 grams to begin with, that's what it was, and now it says it's 5.5 grams. But looking at the pictures, so I'm like going backwards and forwards on my phone, looking at the pictures, I reckon I've used like a third of it, maybe close to half, but I reckon it'll be closer to half once, like by the next month. For brow gel, I have the Colourpop Brow Boss Gel in light brown. Tinted brow gels aren't actually my favourite at all. I prefer a clear brow gel because I have very like long brows, so sometimes it all flicks around, it's a bit of a mess. But I thought I'd just use this up. I'm not really finished with this, I'd say I'm about halfway through. It started off at 7.88 and it is now 7.64. I don't really know if that's true or not. Again, the scales don't always tell the truth. I'm just going to keep using this until there's no more product left, until like the tip of the applicator hasn't got a little wet clump on it, you know? I know I have lips to go, but I want to do my setting spray beforehand. So I have the Mario Badescu facial spray with aloe, herbs and rose water, the pink one. So this one was 116.65 grams to begin with, and it is now 72 grams exactly. I'm out of focus. This, I'm so proud of the progress on this one. I'm so proud. So I've just literally been shaking it up and bubbling all up now, but okay, I'm going to just show you. This was March up here, and look how far down we've got. I'm going to put it on my table so it like levels out, and I want to draw another line. Look how far we've got. I'm so excited. This is as straight as I can hold it. I feel like I'm tilting it too much at the camera, but like I've just put it on the desk and this is where it was at. So excited. I think I'm going to have this done within the next month and a half, maybe. I feel like everyone always says they're just fancy water, but you know what? Fancy water or not, they're affordable, especially when you buy like the pack of 3 on like Black Friday or Christmas or anything like that. When you buy the pack of 3, they're really great. The reason I love the Mario Badescu sprays is they are just fancy water, but they're not irritating to the skin. There's like, I don't know, they could just be flavoured water, I'm not sure, but if they are, then they do a great job of it. And to be honest with you, the mist is lovely, the smell's lovely, the experience is really nice, and for me, it's not as good as MAC setting spray. It's cheaper than MAC Fix Plus setting spray, but it's not as good as that. But it just hydrates my face. And as a dry skinned person over here, dry skin queen, you know it. As a dry skin queen, I just get really dry skin all the time, and especially when I work in the office environment with aircon. When I work in an aircon building, in Britain you don't really have aircon in your actual homes because temperature control just like isn't really a thing unless you're bougie. If you are, that's great, but in offices it is a thing, obviously, because it's a larger space. And in my office we have aircon, and it sucks the actual soul from my skin. So I actually put this in my bag at work with a fan, because yes, I'm that girl, okay? I don't like to look cakey and crusty. It's just not the vibe. I don't want to do it. Who wants to look cakey and crusty? I certainly do not. I'm going to just go away and do my eye makeup. I'm going to use my DIY palette, this one here. I think I'm going to start retiring this one because I've been using this one for about a month now as well. Actually, just shy of a month. I've been using this about three weeks now, and I'm ready to like disassemble it and anything else. But I want to use this, and I'll come back in a minute to do lips and wrap up. Okay, the eyes are done. I used, like I said, a DIY palette, and I used the Essence Lash Princess False Lash Mascara. For lips, I have the Fenty, everything's falling down, the Fenty Beauty Stunner Lip Paints. I have 2. I have one in Uncuffed and one in Unbuttoned. These always separate out, and it kind of gives me the heebie-jeebies, and because they're liquid lipsticks and they were like moderately expensive, I was like, we need to just give these a year of use. I actually measured these together for multiple reasons. One of the reasons was I change out my lip colour literally every single day depending on the eye makeup that I do. I change up my lip colour when I don't do any eye makeup. I literally use a different lip colour every single day. Usually it's a nude, usually it's a mauvey colour, you know, it's like in this realm. So I was like, I'm not going to treat these as two products. I don't really care if I don't finish them. I just wanted to use them this year, you know. So it started off at 93.71 and then now they are 93.51. Sure thing. I've been using this one a bit more unbuttoned because it's just neutral and it goes with everything. I'm going to use it today. It does pull slightly warm, but I'd say it's like more neutral than warm. This one is like pink. It's like a mauvey beautiful pink. This is lovely when I haven't got a lot of eyeshadow on. Actually it would be lovely today. Maybe I do apply this one today. Should we do an ombre? Should we use both? Let's use both. I don't actually have a lip liner in my project pan. At this present moment, I'm going to use Vive Brat because it's kind of shade in between these two. And usually it's my top lip I want to define because I've got a slightly misshapen top lip where this one goes rounded and this one's quite flat, straight upright. It's not that noticeable, but when in Rome. Also, I like to objectively let myself know I don't need lip filler because I can fake it till I make it every single day with like a £10 lip liner, and that's okay with me. Right, these you have to shake around a little bit, and I've definitely found the best way of using them. These are the most liquidy liquid lipsticks I've ever used, and they have the weirdest applicator as well. Shall I zoom in? Okay, so this is what I do. Ready? And then I get my finger and I just rub it in. I find this way of doing it incredibly long wearing, much longer wearing than it is when you just apply it and fill it in the lips. It's more like, it dries down quicker as well, and also you get this lovely like plushy looking lip. It's not quite matte, it's more of a satin, I'd say. I do prefer to go in with the finger and just push it all around. You have to be quick though, because they do dry down really fast. Cute. Oh my god, look at my lips. Lip filler who? Honestly, with that technique, I have been falling in love with these. I think beforehand, I felt them they were just too drying. They were just too heavy on my lips. With the whole smear, smear, dab around, I've been loving these. These have lasted all day through lunch. Would I buy more of them? Maybe. I'm not sure. I've got so many lip products, like literally so many lip products, and I do prefer something creamy that doesn't necessarily crack because I have very dry lips normally. But these are really, really nice. The technique that I'm using, like I said, for literally the 5th time, is the best way for me to wear them. So if you've got these and you ever find them too drying, do what I did, you know, like just smear 2 lines and just pat it out with the finger, and it will feel very thin and it won't feel so drying, and it does stay on the lips really, really well, and I really, really like it like this. Oh, I'm feeling myself. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. I want to go somewhere other than my sofa this evening. So there we have it. That is my Project Pan Update 1. I'll obviously link this into the playlist of the Project Pan 2022. Let me know if you do Project Pan and how you are doing with it. Are you succeeding? I feel like I'm doing pretty well. I'm actually really happy with the progress that I'm making, especially when you can see visible progress on things. I feel like this line technique, like drawing a line on some products, is really rewarding, and I'm definitely seeing more of a progress when I only have one of each item, apart from like if there's a little colour discrepancy. But this isn't overwhelming. 2 shades is not overwhelming, and they're really easy to wear. So I feel like I'm doing this a much better way than I did last year by not overwhelming myself, giving myself a few products. I don't use them every single day. I don't use all my Project Pan every single day. Sometimes I do reach back into my collection and I'm like, do you know what I fancy? A bright purple lipstick, none of this business. And some days I fancy a matte blush, you know, and some days I do not fancy that Smashbox Holidays palette. But it's just nice to be able to just have one option to reach back into, and I feel like that's how I'm making the most progress, is it not being overwhelming at all. So yeah, let me know down below how you're doing with your Project Pan, if you are doing one. My camera died just as I was trying to outro that video, how very convenient. What I was going to say was, if you don't do Project Pan, then let me know. Has it ever intrigued you, or are you just not a Project Panner? But either way, let me know if you have enjoyed this video by giving me a thumbs up if you have, and talk to me down below all about Project Pan. Subscribe if you haven't already, and ring the bell because then you'll be notified of all the videos I upload. I upload 3 to 4 videos a week. I try to upload every other day, so obviously ring the bell if you don't want to miss out on any more content from me. Take care guys, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.